So now you have asked yourself all the relevant questions about the home ownership, and you probably found answers for those questions. You have scooped around the internet, you found the correct house that you are looking for with that open plan kitchen that you've been dreaming of. You've got a house that have the custom bedrooms that you are looking for, and you're probably saved up the down payment for that property. But now, what are some of the mistakes that you might make during that process before you now settle for that particular property? So welcome back to Matters Real Estate. This is a Q&A session that we just started the other time, and stay tuned and follow this video up to the end. What are some of the common mistakes that the first-time house owners commit, and how can they avoid them? So in this video, we want to look at 5 of those mistakes that first-time home owners commit. On mistake number 1 is doing it on your own. So maybe you've now decided to save on time and money for looking for and buying the house for yourself. However, there are some things that you simply need the help of a professional with, and home buying is certainly one of them. Real estate agents, they have the know-how and will provide you with the valuable information about a particular neighborhood, such as the average prices of the property, what are the average utility bills, social amenities, the security of the place, and many other information that you may not have as the first-time homeowner. And beyond helping you to navigate the twists and the turns during the searching process, a real estate agent will also provide you with the valuable resources, and probably they will charge you some reasonable amount that will save you the energy, the time, and also the money in the long run. So you probably want to engage someone who is qualified enough to guide you through the home ownership process, especially if you are the first-time home owner. And on number 2 is to avoid the budget talks before home shopping. And discussing personal finances can be uncomfortable activity for a lot of people. However, it is very important that you have a realistic understanding of where you are financially able. Basically, having a realistic expectation in regards to your finances of the particular house that you want to own. It is important noting that buying a home requires a serious work ethic. So make sure you have prepared yourself for the future costs, and that you have the honest view of where you are financially before you commit yourself, because you don't want to start the process of buying a house and then in the middle of it, when you've already put down the down payment and probably paid a few installments, then you discover that you are not able to continue making the repayment. So you want to be sure and to be honest with yourself of your financial situations and what you can really afford and what you can't afford. Because you don't want to be disappointed. You went around, you've shopped for the houses, and you've settled for this perfect home, only to realize that it is beyond your budget. But once you have your budget in mind, you are likely to have that idea of that mind as you window shop, as you shop for the house. So you don't want to be that person that has gotten the house, it is within your budget, but once you move in, you realize that the bills are beyond your reach. You realize that the service charge is not affordable. You realize that the bills that come with the house, you didn't probably do your homework about the electricity bills. You settled for this house that has all these electrical appliances, but you didn't factor in the electricity and the water bills. So you want to do and to have the budget in mind, and to discuss your budget with the people that you are dealing with during that process. And then on number 3 is Another mistake that first-time homeowners commit is expecting to get your dream home. That large private garden in the backyard, a fully fitted gym house, an expansive infinity swimming pool, and in a perfect world, you could have all this in your inaugural home. However, chances are that you may not find that ideal house, and as your house search continues, you may want to compromise on some of those facilities or amenities. If those facilities you thought they are some of the deal breakers, probably you want to forgo some of them, because in real sense you may not be able to find exactly what you are looking for. So it is necessary to have your preferred amenities, the ones that are on the top of the list, like how many bedrooms you want, what the size of the house you want, and then some of the facilities that you probably are looking for. If they are not coming by, you can probably settle for a house that has the basics of what you are looking for, and then later on you can try improving or improvising to get what you are looking for. So understand that you may not get exactly, and it may not even be possible to get exactly what you are looking for if you are looking for that dream home, especially if you want to buy rather than to build your own house. And then on the mistake number 4 is opening a credit line before the sale is final. And what I mean by this is that sometimes if you are buying a property on mortgage, most of the lenders will go to check your debt load before closing the deal. And if you actually have that massive last minute purchase, it could kill the deal. So you might probably want to have some loan to get some furniture, to get some of the house fittings before you move in. But the advice would be make sure that you get the house loan first, and then you can go for those other secondary or small loans, because if you do them at the same time, they might compromise your chances of getting the mortgage. So you want to get your loan approved, because it's based on the specific debt to income ratio and the minimum credit score. So wait until you close the deal, and then you can go for those small other loans, mobile loans and all that. So make sure that you don't compromise on your chances of getting the loan. So don't go about changing your job during that particular time when you are getting your mortgage, because that will also come as a factor for you to be qualified for your loan. So pay your bills on time and keep your money tight during that particular time. So don't accumulate a lot of debt immediately before you get that loan approval coming through. And then on the last mistake that people make, and this is probably one of the most committed mistake, is that being emotional rather than visionary. So it's likely that you'll find that apartment that you could buy, you fall in love with it, and you decide that this is the one and the only home that you want to own. And this could result in bad decisions, by the way. So while buyers cannot afford to be overly critical, it is important to consider the long-term usability of a home. So you don't want to buy that 2-bedroom apartment now, and then in 10 years you realize that your family is now big, it can't fit there. So you want to be visionary rather than emotional, however how beautiful the home might be. So approach each home with a level head and an open mind, and you should be able to strike the balance between affordability and ingenuity. So check if the layout of the home works well for your needs, how much your family is likely to grow, and the neighborhood before making that final decision. The last thing you want to do is buy a home and find out in a year that it was a bad decision, because buying a home is not like going on the supermarket and taking things off the shelf. It's a decision that really should take a lot of time and a lot of effort to settle by. So if you are considering buying a home, make sure that you get a qualified person to get you through the process and to advise you, and make sure that you are open and honest with them as much as possible, so that they are able to help you to settle for that dream home. And they can also help you to determine how much home you can afford. They help you with the pre-approvals, and also ensure that you are not falling prey to some of these common mistakes that are made by the first-time home owners. So make sure that you have someone who is experienced to hold your hand and walk you through all those processes. It can be a lengthy process, so don't always assume that you know everything or you have all the information that you need. Always compare notes, use referrals, and try as much as possible to do your due diligence. Otherwise, you may find yourself falling prey of some of these common mistakes. So thank you so much for watching this channel, and all the best as you look for your home, and ensure that you have all the right information at hand.